Heard exclusively live on Magic. This is the UK Top 20 Rewind with Paul Burnett.
Well, I tell you, it's good to be back for another supersonic roller coaster ride through the decades on the UK Top 20 Rewind. As always, we have a couple of vintage charts randomly chosen by our studio computer. Shaun Tilley's here later with the June 1983 countdown, but right now, I'm Paul Burnett, remembering the way it was back in February 1979. And there were 5 songs coming straight into this particular countdown, including Weekend by Mick Jackson.
UK Top 20 Rewind. New entry 20.
The second of 3 UK Top 20 hits that Third World enjoyed between 1978 and 81. Cool Meditation down to hit sound 19 in February 1979. Despite releasing many singles in the 70s, here comes Dr. Feelgood's only Top 20 success. Co-written by Nick Lowe and taken from the album Private Practice, it's a record that was available in both white and brown vinyl. A clever gimmick used to symbolize its title, Milk and Alcohol.
18.
Dr. Feelgood with Milk and Alcohol, which had been up as high as number 9, but on this chart from February 79, we find it down to hit sound 18. Now, this next fella's first British hit was in 1959 with 7 little girls sitting in the back seat. Would you believe it took Paul Evans almost 20 years to repeat that success? But he finally managed it with an unusual yet brilliant song called Hello, This is Joni, the telephone answering machine song.
17.
It's the UK Top 20 Rewind, is this? I'm Paul Burnett with chart highlights from February 1979. Sorry about that. Driver 67 with Car 67 down to number 10 on this hour's featured countdown. ABBA were also heading down to hit sound 9 with Chiquitita, while the Real Thing were rising a huge 10 places with Can You Feel the Force?
UK Top 20 Rewind. High Climber 8.
You're listening to the UK Top 20 Rewind. A quick reminder that Shaun Tilley's here a little later on with hits from June 1983. But right now, I'm Paul Burnett with the songs that were making it big in February 1979. There was no move for Edwin Starr, still at hit sound 6 with Contact. The top 5's coming up soon with Leif Garrett climbing up to number 4 with I Was Made for Dancing. And Ian Dury, who is moving down to hit sound 5 with a former chart topper, Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick. That comes next. On their way to number 1, the Bee Gees with Tragedy, which was climbing to hit sound 2 on this hour's randomly chosen vintage survey. Well, that's it from me, Paul Burnett. Thanks for listening to part 1 of the UK Top 20 Rewind, and stand by for Shaun Tilley, who's coming up soon with part 2, including hits from June 1983. In the meantime, here's the best-selling song from our February 1979 countdown. Led by Debbie Harry and Chris Stein, it's Blondie spending their 4th and final week on top of the chart with Heart of Glass. See you next time. Bye.
1. Greatest hits non-stop on Magic's UK Top 20 Rewind.
Shaun Tilley.
UK Top 20 Rewind. New entry 14.
Greatest hits non-stop. This is Magic, and it's Shaun Tilley with the UK Top 20 Rewind. Good tune, and their second top 10 single of 1983, the follow-up to Temptation, Heaven 17, Come Live With Me. On this chart, though, from June 1983, coming straight in at number 14. Bob Marley's Buffalo Soldier was down 6 at number 13.
UK Top 20 Rewind. High Climber.
And this was rising 8 places from last week's number 20. Jodie Watley, Howard Hewitt, and Jeffrey Daniel, Shalimar, Dead Giveaway.
12.
How long you gonna carry on?
Their 7th of 8 UK Top 20 hits between 1979 and 83. Shalimar with the week's biggest climber, up 8 places to number 12. Dead Giveaway in June 1983. This single was the only British hit that Booker Newberry III ever had. There was a follow-up. It was called Teddy Bear. It wasn't very good, but this single was brilliant. Down 3 places, here's Love Town.
11.
Glad you could make it once again. This is Shaun Tilley right here on Magic, exclusively with the UK Top 20 Rewind.
More of your favorite music. Greatest hits non-stop. This is Magic.
Pretty decent climb of 4 places to number 2 for Rod Stewart and Baby Jane, eventually settling at number 1. And that's going to do it for another edition of the show. On behalf of my co-host, Paul Burnett, this is Shaun Tilley, and we'll catch you next time around on the UK Top 20 Rewind with another 2 vintage charts from the past, as chosen at random by our studio computer. There's one more song to play, and it's the biggest selling song of all from this hour's featured countdown. This single was the 5th and final UK chart topper for Sting, Andy Summers, and Stuart Copeland. Still reigning supreme in June 1983, it's The Police with Every Breath You Take. See you next time. Bye.
1.
Every breath you take.